Alright.
תתקרבו עוד אחד לשני, שיקחו אותנו יותר אחד.
כמו במכבייה.
אודי, תתקרב למוש, תעשה לו מאחורה שם. תיגע לו בזה.
חייבים עם הקוקה קולה.
יונתן, תחבק אותו
When did you start with SHEVA?
We started 9 years ago as a band, but we are near to 12 years friends who travel all over the world and play music and learn in many continents and tribes how to make magic with music and how to give love.
And why did you start with this band?
Because that's where we were followed. That's what happened to us. We didn't start it as like, let's make a band. It just happened. Magic.
You are a band with a special message?
We like to play music, and we like to share the power of music to make, to give people an experience of feeling emotions and celebrating life, having a good time. So the message is just to enjoy, basically, to live.
But you also bring an important message of peace?
I think so, yes, because actually we come from, a place that there's a lot of situation and difficulties, and I think it's, how do you say, there's a bitu in Hebrew, Ol HaGoyim, that says that because it's a message to the nation, because we have so many problems and we want to solve our problems, and we want to show everybody our way, that it's possible, something like that.
Your music is and the band is a mix of different cultures. Does it make the music more powerful, more energetic, you think?
Like if you look about Israel, if you look about us, you see that we are a big mix of tribes. We are one tribe, but we come from different places in the world. So the music gonna be the same. The foot of us home is like a big mix of all kind of tribes in the world. So the music also in Israel is like a big mix. And this is what's nice about this amazing gathering that we have in Israel, that we can be able to make in the same time music that come from Iraq and music that come from Europe, and like to breathe the same air and just to enjoy from it. So this is what's really I think special about SHEVA. Is that this is what we are doing.
Where do you get the inspiration for your songs?
Inspiration we get from each other, from being together and sharing our magic, from being in nature, going out of Babylon, in the rivers, in the olive trees, in the desert, and we get inspired from the ancient prophecies that say that everything gonna be cool and positive in the world, and even in days that we see with our eyes, the news that happen and the wars and the conflicts, our inspiration comes from believing that everything is steps of world peace and of unity among nations, and we bring it with our experience of music and dancing, celebrating.
Some of you also have a solo career. How does it work with the band?
I have solo. I'm working also alone, and it's just amazing. From what I've seen, and it's just giving one to another. Like when I'm working alone, I'm collecting stuff, and when everybody working alone, they're just collecting stuff from what they are doing. And when they're coming together, we bring all the good stuff that we learn on the way, and just mix it and make something amazing. So I'm just seeing it's just amazing how when you have a lot hand, you can get more big and more like full. It's amazing.
How did you like to play here at the festival?
Great. Big communication and everyone just get into it straight away. Great.
What are the plans for the future of the band?
The future? Keep on traveling all over the world, bringing the message of peace and hope and belief in the one to all mankind, and just grow within ourselves. We try to correct the world, but first of all we try to correct ourselves. So I hope we're gonna do it together.
Woo! Thank you very much.
Thank you. Of course.
Okay, I'm next.
Okay, we have another interview
Yes.
with
Well, you already
Boogie.
answered a lot of questions, so I gotta go. Can you elaborate a little bit more on like how did Shiva come into existence?
Well, we all met each other in different places around the world. We were traveling India, in Africa, in South America, in the States, and Europe, and we just had different magical stories of meeting one another and connecting as friends, just as human beings. And we were just in love with the presence of each other and played music around the fire. And then after a while we were called by friends to play in a show from sunset to sunrise. So we did that, and that was our first show as a band.
So you talked a lot about magic, so
Maybe it's important to mention that to pronounce the real name of the band is SHEVA. It's the number 7, and it means a unit. If you go by Kabbalah or by the 7 days of the week, 7 colors, 7 notes, 7 is one unit, and by bringing each of any different face of us, we bring it together, and this mixture is actually a unit. Each of us bring a different color to the rainbow, and that's it. 7.
so you use actually like a lot of magic or mysticism in your music. And
We
your
try
lyrics
not to make music as musicians, more as people with hearts, to bring it from the heart, to bring it from the consciousness, and not to think like as musicians. We did it before, but this is a different place for us. This meeting
right.
of us.
So Shiva is
Sheva.
Shiva, sorry,
Ah.
Shiva is deeply rooted in spirituality, like you said. Can you give some examples of some of your lyrics that are rooted in spirituality?
Well, we use for our inspirations all the knowledge of many tribes of how to reach into oneness and how to reach into abundance. And in our words, each kind of word, even a high word or very daily word, we give intention. We give our hope and our love, and this is, I think, the base of the ancient magic is the word, the spoken word, plus the intention of the human being believing in one and connecting to the one and love.
Do you share, this is another question, do you share a unified vision for a solution of the Israeli-Palestinian conflict? Or do there exist different opinions in it?
Yeah, we have a lot. We have a lot of opinion. This was amazing because we believe that to fix problem is to have respect to all the voices and to give to everybody to feel alright. You can go with one voice and find some solution about one idea and give to all the rest to feel shit, home, because then you didn't finish the problem. So we have all the voices here, and we try sometimes. The magic about to have all the voices is to agree about that we are all of us sing different and to respect one to each other, and somehow to find the middle between the voices, to find how we can do this and be alright with this one, we can do this and be alright with this one, and just find how to do it. And then when it's happening, it's just magic. It's not about one voice, it's not about one idea.
So in a way you're setting an example to the conflict, for the solution of the conflict by working together.
I think by touring and meeting a lot of Arab musicians on the way and jam with them, have a drink with them, So, we meet the heart of a person. We don't see him through the glass of the television, or you see like a soldier in the CNN. That's bullshit. Come to Israel, you see beautiful people, beautiful kids running on the beach, and people getting married, and dance clubs and whatever. So
People make love.
People make love. It's not really, you see just a frame from the movie, and by bringing all these voices together and just dance together, sing together, leave the map and the borders on the side for the politicians. We create a vision of hope. We create a vision that it's possible. Without getting into the details, going beyond the details.
Right, but so if you're in the bus touring, you all come from different backgrounds, religious backgrounds. There's got to be some differences, like from certain situations.
Somewhat.
Some differences.
There is
I mean, like
differences.
you see one situation, you come from a different point of view, maybe.
Yeah.
How
We're
do you
very-
overcome those differences? What do you say to each other? What discussions do you have?
Well, there's all kinds of different, discussions and different ideas and different ways of seeing the world and every situation we come. But I think basically that our understanding and what we bring, and it's also part of the message that was asked before, is that when we come together, we already agree that we come together to put aside our differences, and we come together to share a space, because everywhere in the world there is differences. Everywhere you look, there's conflicts, and there's abundance of that. And I think the human being, us as people, we choose an active way of putting, when we come together, we put these things aside. Sometimes we have discussions, we discuss things, sometimes we don't agree, sometimes we fight.
Really?
Sure.
What about?
Everything. From
Is it
the
religious? Is it about religion?
No,
or just
not really.
Everyday mundane
just
life?
as friends,
More like
couple
who is
or-
going to go down first after a show when the taxi is taking us home? Who is going to be the first? It's like silly stuff like that. But it's like,
Who wins?
when you're
Who
in a
wins,
family,
Usually. Who wins? Come on.
it
share the
really,
winning also.
yeah, we share the winning. It's like in a family. We are really, in a way, we are really a family. Because in a family you feel comfortable enough to show your greatest light and your darkest shadow. And this is how we feel with one another. Sometimes we enjoy the light that we share with one another, and sometimes we share our dark spots with one another, and that's what friends are for. This is why we can be together for so many years and still have the zest, to go on, and because it gives us inspiration to be together.
Okay, what message would you like to give the American viewers and also maybe Bush? Which is a different thing.
The American what?
The viewers of this
And
magazine.
this.
And maybe Bush.
Bush.
Let's start with Bush. And then
We like bushes. We like the burning bush. We like all kind of burning bush. No problem. But I see in every conflict, which have two sides, if you focused on one of the sides, you lose it. Because all about conflict is not looking for solution. It's being present in the process. Gaining the pain. The pain is a gift. We are an ancient nation of nomads that we suffer for many years from the conflict and separation, and it gave us wisdom to heal the separations inside us. And this also, the music that we bring is about the process. It's not about solution. Solution is for politics, but we bring the consciousness to the process. The process is war, conflict, sometimes it's borders, sometimes it's ethnic disagreements, but when we experience one moment of unity and happiness or in prayer, this is our seed for healing.
I want to say just about Bush. You won't get me into politics, because then I have to fight with them. But I would say that for me, even though people think it's very radical, for me is a balanced power right now to the other radical power of the world. And I think his vision of two countries in this land and peace and security for both nations is really the vision of most of the people on those two sides.
what two nations are you talking about?
Israel and Palestine on whatever the border will be, in negotiation. But the most important thing is to go back to negotiations, sit, talk, eat hummus, drink coffee, fight in words, and then, you solve everything, and not do the negotiation, with the guns.
My message is, we're more the same than different. Let's learn to live in peace. This is the message. Because we have to learn to live in peace with ourselves, with our wives, with our children, with our neighbors, with the fellow countrymen, and with the world around us. We have to. It's a basic need. It's not luxury, it's not politics, it's not fashion. It's a basic need for existence. And this is our right, our birthright. So this is what we need to practice. We need to practice peace with one another, with you, me and you, me and you, and you and you, and you and your neighbor, and your wife and your child.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.